MacVoices is supported by Eero, the wireless mesh network solution that you need. Visit Eero.com to get yours and use the coupon code MacVoices to receive free overnight shipping. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at Macstock 2017. I've got Rich from OWC here, Other World Computing. They're one of the major sponsors of the show, and we're going to talk to him about OWC and some of the products they're showing. Rich, it's great to see you.
Great to be here. We really appreciate being invited.
Well, thank you so much for sponsoring Macstock. It's great to have, especially you guys, as a sponsor, because you're so well known in the community. You make such great products, and your reputation is pretty close to unparalleled.
Well, thank you for the compliments. The owner of the company, incredibly active day to day and every aspect of the company. And a lot of people here today have talked about how they actually get to see and touch and actually get the hands-on that ordering online doesn't give them. A chance for them to actually feel the quality, especially if somebody's new to the company, new to OWC.
So how long have you been with OWC?
This will be my 8th year in the end of November.
Congratulations. In the tech industry, that's kind of a long time.
It's a normality with OWC. People move from department to department, move up in departments. We don't have a high turnover, and that's part of what makes OWC so successful.
Well, we got to talk to Larry. I guess it was at NAB this year, and he was showing off a few things, but you've got a whole lot more toys here this time around. Let's talk about a few of the things that have been getting the most interest from the attendees.
Okay. First two are our docks here. USB-C dock, which I don't know which way is better to look at it. The hardened actual unit. 10 ports, so nice thing about it is disconnect one cable from your machine, leave everything else plugged in. You're not ripping out 9 cables at the end of the day. So the USB-C dock, and then the other really hot item is the Thunderbolt 3 dock, which I wasn't able to get one of to bring, but this is the Thunderbolt 2 dock. Again, giving you 12 ports of convenience, just unplugging one cord and being able to plug in everything else, including your legacy products. So
yeah, I just did a review of the USB-C dock, and it's absolutely terrific. It's so solidly made. You can see that on MacVoices, of course. But yeah, terrific product. I think I have the Thunderbolt 2 dock as well at home. So I've just got OWC stuff all over the place.
We really appreciate you.
You're quite welcome.
But you're the norm. People get one product, love the product, love the quality, and they're hooked. They realize that this is a company that I want to deal with.
Exactly.
The other things that are really popular, the handy dandy, not a thumb drive, an SSD. The difference: better controller, better NAND inside of it, extremely fast, and very tight fitting, so if you're out in the weather, what have you, you're fairly safe. I'm not going to say it's waterproof, but close. That's me saying that, not OWC.
Now, I do have to ask a quick question about that. Because it has a USB connector on it, any problem with using that with some of the USB to USB-C adapters that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Okay, I wouldn't think there would be,
No.
but yeah, it's...
But it excruciatingly fast.
I know. It's on my shopping list.
You don't have one yet.
Not yet.
The other thing that's really popular is if you're going to be increasing the SSD size in your MacBook Air, go ahead and change it out. We sell the SSDs for it. What do you do with the old one? Put your Apple SSD in here, have an external storage drive. Very convenient, very stylish. So
very, very nice, with the kind of the classic OWC clean look to it.
OWC takes after Apple in that aspect. The other thing that's really popular, not to jump around, is the Thunderbird 3, or excuse me, Thunderbird 4 Mini. Put 4 drives inside of it. It comes both with soft RAID or just JBOD. So great for videographers, photographers, somebody that does a lot of traveling. Easy to offload right onto it and have everything backed up.
So 4 total drives in here. What's
Four
the
2.5 inch.
4 2.5
drives.
inch? Okay, okay. So what's the total capacity? Do you know offhand?
I think the current max on a 2.5 is anybody.
2? Yeah, I think 2.
I think so.
So 8 terabytes. Yeah,
And
that's not bad. That'll keep me going for a few weeks.
and still have it fit in a videographer's bag is pretty convenient.
That's not a small consideration. You can get plenty of arrays that are large, but to have something that's small and portable, yeah. MacVoices is supported by Eero, the wireless mesh network solution that you need. Visit Eero.com to get yours and use the code MacVoices at checkout to receive free overnight shipping. When I was ready to set up my Eero network, I set aside an hour to be able to test everything and make sure it was working, and then to start getting familiar with all of Eero's capabilities. We all know that wireless routers take time to understand to get the most out of them. Boy, was I wrong. Opening the box was easy enough, and I was confronted with the Eero and 2 beacons. First thing to do was to download the Eero app, which the box said would guide me through setup. The app informed me that everything except my cable modem was in the box, ready to go, and it was. The app walked me through the process, telling me what lights to look for on the Eero, what color they should be, and what was going on in the background. I was back online in just a few minutes. Next came the Eero beacon. I placed the first one in an upstairs bedroom at one end of the house to make sure it was well covered. The beacon plugged into an unused wall outlet, and by the time I got back downstairs, Eero had detected the beacon and asked me to name its location. And that was it. The process repeated with the second beacon, just as fast and just as easy. No additional setup, no testing, no nothing. All my devices were back online with no problems. What I discovered in the next couple days was exactly what Eero tells you to expect. I had stronger, better signals all over the house. In fact, I had signals into the yard, and the street, and beyond. What might be the best part of all, the Eero is managed completely through the iOS app. There is no intimidating control panel to log into or settings to mess with. Just a tap will tell me the health of my network, let me know what devices are connected to the network, and gives me information about those devices and what they're doing. At the current time, there are 24 of them, and Eero gives me the option to block any of them from the network with a tap. What I'm trying to say is that Eero is not only a better coverage experience, it's a better setup experience and a much better management experience. If you want to set it and forget it, you can do that. If you want to play around with the settings and the capabilities that Eero gives you, you can do that too, without fear of what you might be doing or undoing, because it's all easy to understand, just plain English and icons. I can give you some of the technical details, like how the new second generation Eero has added a third radio, making it a tri-band system that is twice as fast as before, about how the Eero beacons are backward compatible with the first generation Eeros, and about how the beacons are mesh network points, not extenders, so that you're really getting the most out of your online connectivity. I could tell you that, but what you really need to know is it's just as easy as I've described. What you need to do, though, is find out for yourself. Visit Eero.com and learn about what they offer. Dig in to see how it works, or just take my word for it and order your Eero now. If you use the code MacVoices at checkout, you will get free overnight shipping, so you can have your Eero up and running by tomorrow. And believe me, it's that fast. Order a pizza, and you'll be able to set up your Eero long before the pizza's delivered. It's that simple. You're going to love your new mesh network, but you're going to have to order it first. So go to Eero.com and get free shipping with the code MacVoices at checkout. Thanks to Eero for their support of MacVoices.
The other thing that I like, and this is one of my personal favorites, a lot of people look at portable drives for durability, and they like the warm, fuzzy feeling of feeling a little bit of rubber on the outside of a drive. Ours doesn't have a little bit of rubber on the outside of the drive, but you can run it over with a car, truck, toss it down the stairs. Don't recommend doing that unless you have an SSD in here. But what I love about it, you can see through. How many times do you start up a drive in order to see, okay, what drive is this? So you can either label your drives inside or at least see the drive size.
Yeah, I have several of the cases you're talking about, and I have them marked up, with, okay, this drive's in now today. Now scratch that with a silver Sharpie.
New piece of tape over
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And yeah, this is much, much nicer.
And a heat sink built into the bottom. So if you're using a conventional spinner, it's still going to get rid of the heat for you.
So this is, now is this...
on-the-go drive.
Okay.
It comes either as just an enclosure, or you can get it with drive inside.
And the connectors in the back are?
This one here is USB 3, which is backward compatible to 2.
The best product they have. This is awesome. Buy bare hard drives, dirt cheap, 3.5 or 2.5 inch, dual power supply. You put this in, you back up, you pull the drive out, you store it, Chuck. This is awesome, and you can do 2 at once. You can copy from one drive to the next. This is an amazing. I have one of these, Rich. This is my favorite OWC product right now. Literally, you can buy. I used to be an employee, but I'm not anymore. If you upgrade your hard drive in an old Mac, what are you going to do with that bare hard drive? You can use it as external storage, and you can take it off-site. That's what you want to do. You want to protect your data, and you can buy bare hard drives, Chuck, just for nothing.
They're very cheap.
They're really cheap. And it works with SSD, the small ones. It works with the full-size drive, and you don't have to have them turned on all the time. You can copy drive to drive. It's an amazing product, Chuck.
Thank you, Tim Robertson. A guest appearance by Tim Robertson.
It seems to be the norm here.
Does it?
Yes. People that are
Yes.
familiar with OWC products tend to want to promote. Word
Jump
of
right in.
Well, and word of mouth. I mean, that's why I still work for the company. And as you said earlier, in this day and age, 8 years is an awfully long time to be in a company, especially in tech industry.
And just for the sake of completeness, the interface we were thinking about on this is eSATA. So
It comes either
USB.
USB 3 or USB 3, eSATA, and
Thunderbolt. Firewire. Yeah, we're having a hard time with the interfaces. I don't know why.
Early on a Sunday.
Yeah, really. So where do we send folks to learn more about all this stuff, get their own, place their order? I'm going to give you my credit card after this.
I'll take your credit card, and you want to go to macsales.com, www.macsales.com. And from there, along the top, you can find any number of, whether it be for storage, memory. There's also a tab up there that I wish we'd put a flashing red arrow saying start here. And it says My Mac. And from there, you can self-diagnose, figure out what memory, what size hard drives, what the maximum hard drive size is. You simply click on that tab, find what your model number is, then what your OS is, and it'll lead you right through. So,
Rich, thank you so much for the time. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
Folks, more from Macstock 2017. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes, links to subscribe, and to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, SoundCloud, the MacVoices blog, the MacVoices Dispatch, our weekly newsletter, and on MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard that helps you do more with your Apple tech. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.